Hello, students. How are you? And stay home, stay safe. So now I taught you about life processes. Okay, two short note we did in the previous video. In my previous video, we did what is life processes and about nutrition. Hope you have seen my video and watched it carefully and learned that two short notes easily. Today also we are doing another two short notes. Okay, of biology only, life process, and in that topics are two topics are there. First topic is chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. Means what? Means in the previous lecture I told you that autotrophic nutrition. You know that auto means self and nutrition means the diet with the plants can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, I told you that photosynthesis we need four substances: chlorophyll, sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to eat, means to prepare their food, right? Now I will prove with an experiment that chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. So I will do an activity for you. In that you will understand that without chlorophyll, which is present inside the plants, inside the leaves are of which color? Green color. So they contain chlorophyll, green color. Okay. So which is present inside chloroplast, which can prepare the food. So chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. This is your new activity which you have to do, or we can say a short note one or experiment which will prove that chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. First thing, first take a croton plant. Why to take a croton plant? Croton plant's leaf is unique. In their leaves, some places there are colorless. Colorless means whitish, colorless. And some places the chlorophyll is there, so it is green. So we have to take a croton plant, the leaf. Take that potted plant of the leaf and put in darkness for 2 days. So what will happen? Due to the darkness, due to no sunlight, no chlorophyll, means the chlorophyll will go away from it and it cannot prepare their food properly. So pluck that leaf for 2 days, which is kept in darkness. Pluck that leaf and then afterwards put that leaf into the sunlight for 6 to 8 hours. For 6 to 8 hours, put it in sunlight. Now what to do? Now take this leaf and boil it. How to boil? Boil it in alcohol. Put the leaf into the alcohol and heat it. So what will happen? Due to the boiling, the alcohol has the property of absorbing each and everything from that leaf. And that leaf will become colorless. No color will be there of that leaf. Okay? So what will happen? Now there is no color on the leaf, no green, no, means it is plain, colorless leaf. Take iodine solution. You know what is iodine? Iodine is a stain. Take an iodine solution and put that iodine solution on that leaf. So what will happen? When you will put the solution of iodine on that leaf, you will see that the part which was green become bluish. And the part which was colorless, there was nothing in it. This shows that chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. This experiment proved that when we kept iodine, the part which was of green color, which contains chlorophyll, become bluish, while the part in the leaf which was colorless, which do not have any chlorophyll, remain as it is. And so we can say that chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. This is a small activity. Two more activities we have to do, which we'll do afterwards. First, I told you chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. Second activity, sunlight is essential for photosynthesis. Third activity, carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. These three activities has to be done to know that without chlorophyll, without water, without carbon dioxide, without sunlight, plants cannot prepare their own food. Got it? Now, the main short note which is asked many times in board examination is digestive system in human beings, which is very, very important. Now, it can be asked in different ways. The short note will remain the same. Digestive system in human beings, but it can be asked in two ways. Two questions are there. First, explain digestive system in human beings. Second, explain the hormones taking part in digestive system. I told you before that this is a long short note because it is a process. We have to write each and everything with the proper diagram. The diagram is given in your textbook. Okay. So now I will start the short note of digestive system in human beings. Okay. You know that digestion first starts with the mouth. This is your mouth. So from mouth the digestion starts. But before knowing that, first you understand that the whole digestive system in our body is divided into two parts. One is known as alimentary canal. What? Alimentary canal. Second, it is known as glands. Means in the body at several parts there are glands which are taking part in the digestion of human beings. So first we will talk about the parts of alimentary canal. First is the mouth. In the mouth we can say there is tongue, there are teeth. Then after the mouth and there is a food pipe which is known as esophagus. The mouth and the esophagus in between region is known as pharynx. It is known as pharynx. So mouth, teeth, tongue, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. These all are the parts which takes parts in the digestion of human beings, which are the parts of alimentary canal. Second we can say glands. So in our mouth there are salivary glands. First gland which is in the mouth, which is known as saliva, which is known as salivary glands. Then down besides the stomach on the right side and left side there is liver and pancreas. So liver, pancreas, salivary glands. These are the three glands which takes part in the digestion of human beings. Now we'll start the digestion. First the digestion starts with the mouth. The food which is ingested inside is mixed with saliva. Okay? And the food becomes softer. The tongue holds the food. The teeth, which are different types. First is canines, second is incisors, and third is premolars and molars. Canines for cutting, incisors for tearing, and premolars and molars for chewing and grinding. So this teeth does the functions of chewing and grinding in the mouth. It mixes with the saliva because from where the saliva came? The saliva came from salivary glands. Okay. Now the hormone which is released from the saliva is known as amylase. Amylase digests starch. Okay. First thing from the food which is digested is the starch inside the mouth. The starch is digested and it is converted into glucose, which gives us energy. So first the digestion starts from the mouth. Then from the mouth the food enters the esophagus, which is known as food pipe, and goes inside the stomach. Now listen. In the stomach the food remains for 3 to 4 hours. And inside the stomach the food is churned for 3 to 4 hours. In the stomach there is gastric juice. Very important. This gastric juice is known as enzyme. Now listen, what is enzyme and what is hormone? Enzymes means biocatalyst. Okay, what is biocatalyst? Suppose example we can say in chemistry, we say carbon plus oxygen gives us carbon dioxide. C plus O2 gives us CO2. But in the arrow we are writing iron, which is Fe. So in this reaction C plus O2 gives us CO2. There is no iron. No use. But it is placed because it does not take part in the reaction but makes the reaction faster. So it is known as catalyst. But in the biological term, it is known as biocatalyst. It is also known as enzymes. Enzymes means what? Which does not take part in the reaction but makes the reaction faster. Okay? And hormone, which takes part in the reaction and makes the reaction faster. So that is the difference between enzymes and hormone. Getting it? Now next, the enzymes which are released from gastric juice, there are three enzymes. First is pepsin, second is mucus, and third is dilute hydrochloric acid. These three hormones are released from the gastric juice inside the stomach. So first, the function of mucus, it controls the secretion of dilute hydrochloric acid and a pepsin. Okay. Next is the function of, we can say, pepsin. The first time the proteins are digested inside the stomach. Whatever we eat, food contains nutrients like proteins, fats, carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acids, vitamins. These all are the nutrients present inside the food. The first time the proteins are digested inside the stomach. Inside the stomach, the food is digested with the help of this hormone, which is known as gastric juice, and these hormones, dilute hydrochloric acid, then pepsin, and mucus. The pepsin releases a hormone known as pepsinogen, which digests proteins in stomach. And third is dilute hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid makes the food acidic inside the stomach. Whatever food we eat goes inside the stomach and become acidic. So you should not eat more food which is very spicy and all that things, because already we have a hormone dilute hydrochloric acid which will make the food acidic. If we eat such foods, there will be acidity in our stomach and it can spoil our health. Got it? So in the stomach, these hormones are there which does several function, and the food remains for 3 to 4 hours, and there the digestion takes place. Now further, the stomach is connected with the small intestine with a tube, with a U-shaped tube which is known as duodenum. And this U-shaped tube is made up of sphincter muscles. It is elastic and made up of sphincter muscles. And then this food goes into small intestine. Okay. Now, before going into the small intestine, we should know about the liver and pancreas, which are placed besides them. The liver, in the liver, there is gallbladder. The bile juice is stored inside the gallbladder and secreted from the liver. This bile juice makes the food basic which comes from the stomach. Because the food which was from stomach was acidic, this function of bile juices, two functions are there. The one function is make the food basic. Second function, it takes care that the pancreatic juice acts on it. From the pancreas, a juice is released which is known as pancreatic juice, which is very important. Pancreatic juice are present inside the pancreas and released, which releases three hormones. Listen carefully, this is important. Three hormones. First is known as amylase. Second, it is known as trypsin. Third, it is known as lipase. First is amylase, which you know, which was in the mouth, which digests starch and convert it into glucose. Second hormone is there, trypsin, which digests proteins. And third is the lipase, which digests fats. So these things happen before the food is entered into the small intestine by the liver and by the pancreas. These juices are secreted and the food is digested. Now the food goes into the small intestine, which is very long. This small intestine are different in different types of animals. Suppose example, we can say herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals, omnivorous animals. Herbivorous animals have a long small intestine because they eat vegetarian food. They eat grass and and they don't eat animals, they eat grasses and they eat pulses and like that. So the small intestine is long because the vegetarian food is not easy to digest. While the carnivorous animals like lion, tiger, they have small intestine. Their small intestine is very small because they eat other animals, non-vegetarian food, and so it is easy to digest. Okay. Now the food enters into the small intestine. Okay. Now here in the intestine, a juice is released which is known as intestinal juice. Inside the small intestine, there are finger like projections, which is known as villi, 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 which helps in the absorption of food. Which helps in the absorption of food. The villi does the absorption. What absorption? The absorption of nutrients. Inside the small intestine, the food is digested. So, three things are there: carbohydrates converting into glucose, proteins converting into amino acids, and fats are converted into fatty acids and glycerols. So, the small intestine, the digestion is completed in small intestine. Further, no digestion takes place, but the leftover food goes into the large intestine where the water is absorbed in the large intestine and the waste products come out from the anus. This anus is also made up of sphincter muscles. Okay, very important. Sphincter muscles. Okay, so here the digestion is over. So this is the whole process of digestive system in human beings. Suppose they ask you the hormones taking part in digestive system, then you have to write only about the hormones. First, amylase, okay, which is digesting starch, converting into glucose. Then in stomach, three hormones we can say about that. We can say mucus, pepsin, and dilute hydrochloric acid. Then liver, bile juice, pancreas, pancreatic juice, and small intestinal juice. You have to just write about the hormones. Figure is important because it is 4 mark question. It is severally asked in the board examination many times. Diagram, you have drawn diagram in fifth question the same way, but little bit detail you have to draw it. Okay. So this is about the digestive system in human beings. It is a simple process. You have to learn the hormones properly, names of hormones. You will read from your textbook so you will know properly. Okay. Today we'll learn two things, two short notes. You can write it down. First is chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. And second thing, explain the digestive system in human beings. Before leaving, I can tell you a small question which is of 2 marks. That also I am covering, which is about stomata. What process takes place or what is the function of stomata? Stomata are placed inside the leaves, and inside the leaves there are pore-like substance. There are pores, which is known as stomata. Stomata does the two functions. First is respiration, second is transpiration. Okay, first is respiration, second is transpiration. Respiration, so the plants at the daytime give out oxygen and take in carbon dioxide, but at night time what they do reverse process. They give out carbon dioxide and takes oxygen. So at night time we should not go near the plants because they give out carbon dioxide, which is not good for our health. Getting it? So first process is respiration. What happens? The pore opens and closes when the respiration takes place in the leaves with the help of stomata. Stomata are protected by cells which are known as guard cells. GUARD, guard cells. Okay? And second process is known as transpiration. Transpiration of what? Transpiration of water, which is also known as osmoregulation. Means it is excess water comes out. In winter, suppose example, in winter when you see in the grass or we can see the leaves in the morning, there are dew factor. So the excess water from the plants came out, and because of that there is dew factor, whenever you are playing a match or cricket match and day night match, then also in the grass dew factor, the ball swings due to dew factor. So second process the plants do with the help of stomata are known as transpiration. Okay, so today we learned three things. Repeating again, first is chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis, digestive system in human being, function of stomata. Okay, thank you students, thank you all. Stay home, learn new things at home, because internet is there, you can know, you can have knowledge, you learn more things. Study your textbook, study these short notes which I have given you. Take care, God bless you. Bye bye, see you, bye.